Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Kaylania, the bus driver, and I wanted to do a quick vlog on hotspots and Instacart. Now, I see a lot of shoppers, mainly the new ones, who ask questions about hotspots and do they really matter. Now, for some of you guys who may not know, and some of you guys may do, a hotspot in regards to Instacart are areas in a particular zone that are very busy. And so usually in those areas is where Instacart typically sends out the most batches. However, that's not always the case. Just because you may see an area that's a hotspot does not always necessarily mean that you're going to get a lot of orders. Now, some of you say, okay, how do I know if I'm in a hotspot? Well, if you once you receive a text message from Instacart, once you start your shift, in the link in the text message, there's like a link to your zone. It'll say shoppers on Instacart, whatever, and it'll have a slash. Then it'll have like a number to the zone. You click on that link and it'll open it up to a map, and it'll actually show you where you are. You know what I'm saying? And then usually there's like a little dot. Sometimes there's like a red dot or something like that, like a circle or whatever that shows you if it's a hotspot. Now, sometimes there are some shoppers who decide to actually go to those areas to wait to get a batch. That's not always the case with me because I'm always usually busy. There's days where it's slow, but that's very rare. And so if you do decide to go to that spot, just keep in mind that it may not always guarantee you a batch. You know what I'm saying? And so I know sometimes some zones are busier than others. However, keep in mind that that is just more of like a prediction of or if it's going to be busy. Because like from my house to different stores, it's not always necessarily a hot spot. You know what I'm saying? But they will send me somewhere wherever they choose. Okay. And so like I think it was like a couple days ago. It was a couple of days ago. I was in this one particular area and I had just dropped off a batch, and I came back home for a little bit because it got slow for a little while. So I came back home to grab something to eat, and then I didn't get anything for a while. So I said, okay, well, it's been about 45 minutes. I haven't gotten a batch, and so what I did was I got in my car and I was actually headed to the grocery store for something. And as soon as I would say about no more than 5 minutes out to where I was, I got a batch. And a lot of that also depends on where you are at, like where you're stationed. So say suppose if you're stationed in a particular area and you're not getting anything, and then once you become mobile or decide to go to somewhere else within that zone, all of a sudden you get busy. Well, it could be that area could be busy. Sometimes you may not even see a hot spot, circle or whatever, but still, you'll still be able to get a batch. So sometimes if you move around a little bit, you'll actually be able to get a batch. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, this lady was just like all looking in my car, whatever. Anyway, so once again, do hotspots matter? Yes and no. Because some zones that are busy, it'll show it with like a little dot on the map. And then sometimes it'll say that it's busy and then it's not. You see what I'm saying? So it depends, but you do have a choice to move around if you want. I have actually seen Instacart shoppers sit in the grocery store. Like some shoppers actually stay in the grocery store because they feel like if they stay in the grocery store, it'll give them first pick on getting a batch. That is up to you. You don't have to do that. I've never done that. I've seen, but that's your prerogative. Now keep in mind, you're an independent contractor. So whatever makes you comfortable, like whatever you think is going to work for you, then do that. Like some people stay at home until they get a batch. Some people stay in a certain area that may be typically busy so they can get a batch, or usually some shoppers stay in an area that's close to the grocery store so that way they're able to get a batch, and that's fine. But to me, that's kind of like, I don't want to waste my gas, and it's hot here, so I'm not going to sit in my car, of course. And so and like, what if you don't get a batch for hours? I don't want to be sitting in a grocery store for hours. That is just my prerogative. And it's almost like Uber, because how Uber has what do you call it, like surge areas, and then you see drivers going to the surge areas, and by the time you get to a surge, they're gone. That's kind of how it is sometimes, I think, with Instacart. But don't go chasing a hotspot. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but it's up to you. Like, if you want to do that, if it works for you, then great. But I wouldn't say go chasing a hotspot, because keep in mind that people are ordering groceries, so it's kind of hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? And so not everybody's going to be ordering groceries all at one time. You feel me? So if you choose to, go to a hotspot area, then you can do that. But just don't go like chasing it all the time. But just try to be stationed at a place or like an area like where you know it's going to be busy. But like I said, some shoppers, they wait at the grocery store, and that's okay too if you want to do that. If you do, you can bring a book, you can be on your phone and do whatever. You can bring a laptop or something, and like a case, like whatever. So, do hotspots matter? Yes and no. But where I live, they'll send me to a place like it's not like a hotspot where I live. You feel what I'm saying? However, they'll probably send me to a store that's usually typically busy. So, and sometimes those areas get hot, hot spots and stuff, but it's up to y'all. So I just want to clarify that because I see that all the time. Some people say, well, like, what are those little dots on the map? Because it looks like a circle, almost like a bullseye. Like it looks red with like a light outlining or whatever. And so it'll have like a legend that has like 3 different colors, like red, I think purple and blue or something, or green or whatever, to show you what's busy, like what areas are busy and what areas are not. Okay. So that's basically how to determine if it's going to be busy. But like I said, you guys, that's not always the case. I've seen shoppers that say, hey, I went to an area where it said that it was a hot spot and I didn't get anything. So you have to use your best judgment, and maybe you can try it out. Maybe, some shoppers do that. They actually sit in the parking lot, right before their shift starts, and wait to get a batch, or during their shift or whatever. And so that might work for you. It's up to you. Like if it works, great. If not, you can always try something out later. That may work for you, but, hotspots are kind of hit or miss. So, if you're in a zone, if you feel comfortable waiting in that area, then just do that. But I wouldn't go rushing off to say, hey, I'm gonna sit here and then you don't get anything. So just test it out. If you see a hot spot and you stay in that area, if you know it's gonna be busy, then stay there. You know what I'm saying? But just kind of like with Uber, you're chasing an area that it says it's gonna be a surge, but it ain't. And by the time you get there, it's gone. So just use your best judgment, and hopefully it'll work out for you guys. And if you want to work, and if you feel like you want to wait at a store, some grocery stores do that. They have like tables and like a little cafe, and because I know down here Publix has cafes. They have like Starbucks in some of their stores. They have like a little, like a little place you can eat. Some people just wait in their car, like with the AC on or whatever. I mean, it's cool. So you guys can do like whatever you want. So hopefully that kind of clarifies about hotspots. All right. God bless y'all.